So after the longest time, I finally decided to revisit something I've always enjoyed a lot, and wondered if it still held up after all these years. Now, the truth is, there are only a few areas of TV that I genuinely care about anymore. Most modern shows collapse under the weight of bloated writing rooms, endless agendas, and that uncanny ability to insult their audience while expecting applause. But when a series gives me tightly written arcs, solid world building, compelling characters, and a willingness to lean into darker storytelling without flinching, I'm hooked. Fantasy and dark supernatural themes, especially when done well, always hit me differently. They carry that raw, brutal energy that most glossy, overproduced shows today completely lack. And, well, it sits right at that sweet spot of bloody medieval grit mixed with tragic heroism. Welcome to the Snake Pit, where we're full of bile and venom. I'm your host, Snake Daemon, and today I'm sinking my fangs into a series that, even after all this time, still stands as one of the best examples of dark fantasy anime, despite a few rough edges. The series is set on a fictional medieval island where humanity is plagued by Yoma, shape-shifting demons that feed on humans. To deal with this nightmare, a shadowy group known only as the Organization creates hybrids, half-human, half-Yoma warriors. They're women wielding massive Claymore swords, clad in silver armor and branded by the people as Claymores or silver-eyed witches. These warriors fight not just monsters but their own inner corruption, because the more they draw on their yoki, the demonic energy inside them, the closer they come to awakening, becoming the very monsters they hunt. And here's the kicker: the act of awakening is written as a twisted parallel to sexual climax. Which is why the male Claymores were abandoned long ago. Only the women proved capable of resisting the pull of absolute corruption. Dark, brutal, and unapologetically layered. That's the kind of world Claymore builds. Now, here's what hooked me the first time and kept me invested this time around: the structure. The island is divided into 47 regions, each guarded by one warrior, ranked according to their ability, strength, and yoki potential. You don't just get faceless sword-swinging characters. Each Claymore has individuality, unique techniques, and distinct fighting styles. You've got warriors who can drill their swords through enemies, blur movements faster than the eye, or manipulate yoki with terrifying precision. And on top of that, some of the most elite can sense yoki down to the exact movement of their opponent's body. This isn't your bog-standard hack-and-slash fantasy. It's strategy, power, and horror rolled into one. The story arcs themselves remain memorable. We follow Claire, warrior number 47, the lowest rank of them all, as she takes a young boy, Rucky, under her wing after saving him from a Yoma. What follows is an exploration of her past, her vow of vengeance against the awakened being Priscilla, and her encounters with fellow warriors who each leave their mark. From Teresa, the legendary number 1 whose death sets the entire narrative in motion, to Jean and her inevitable sacrifice, Miria's leadership, and the unforgettable Northern Campaign, where the stakes get turned up to 11, Claymore knows how to balance tragedy, brutality, and the humanity buried under it all. Now let's talk about the elephant, or should I say awakened being, in the room. The anime's ending. Episodes 1 through 10 are fantastic, tight, atmospheric, and perfectly paced. After that, you can feel a slow decline. It doesn't nosedive completely, but it starts creaking under the pressure of catching up to an ongoing manga. And then, that dreaded curse of anime adaptations hits. Instead of a faithful continuation, we get an open-ended anime original finale, a cliffhanger, a see you next season that never came. 2 decades later, and it still stings, honestly. This is one of my pet peeves with anime, baiting viewers with unfinished stories, which is why I'll always recommend this. If you want the full experience, you have to read the manga. The anime is a taste, the manga is the meal. That said, Claymore is not without its lasting strengths. The character design is fantastic. It's striking in its minimalism. Silver armor, muted greys, pale yellows, and stark whites. It doesn't scream for your attention, it carves itself into your memory. No overdone fan service, no gimmicky outfits, just sleek, iconic warriors that embody the tone of the world they inhabit. This visual identity is one of the reasons I got hooked in the first place, and it still stands out today. The music and English dub deserve a mention too. The score adds weight where it needs to, and the voice acting, for the most part, sells the atmosphere. A couple of performances miss the mark, but overall it's solid work. The intro and outro tracks might not hit you right away, but give it time. They grow on you around the halfway mark, like the story itself. In closing, do I want a second season? Absolutely, but let's be real, it's been nearly 2 decades since this series aired. Madhouse has long since moved on, and the era of anime feels closed. The manga, though, is complete, readily available, and absolutely worth reading. It deepens the world, adds layers of tragedy and triumph the anime couldn't reach, and most importantly, it gives the conclusion fans deserved. But hey, maybe like Hellsing, we'll get the ultimate version, well, eventually. So if you're new to Claymore, watch the anime, enjoy it for what it is, then pick up the manga to see the full picture. And if you're like me, coming back after years, it still holds up. Maybe not flawless, but powerful, stylish, and unforgettable. Thanks for dropping by the Snake Pit, where we thrive on untapped potential and lost opportunities. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell, like the video, and leave your opinion in the comments, where naturally I won't read them. Until next time, stay venomous.